Days ago, a leaked internal Meta memo sent quiet shockwaves through the AI world, and the deeper you dig into it, the clearer it becomes. Zuckerberg may be preparing a move that could completely reshape the future of AI, yet almost nobody is connecting the dots. The memo says Meta's new AI model, codenamed Avocado, is quote, the most capable pre-trained base model to date, and it just beat Llama 4. Not by a little. By a lot. 10 times more efficient. And here's the part that's shocking, it's not even finished yet. But before we get into the technical details, let me explain why this matters. For the last 2 years, Meta has been the champion of open-source AI. They released Llama for free. Anyone could download it, modify it, build on it. China used it to build DeepSeek. Developers loved it. And now, Meta is about to kill that strategy. Avocado will be closed source. Proprietary. Just like ChatGPT. Just like Claude. Just like Gemini. Meta is abandoning open source and going full corporate lockdown. And there are 3 reasons why. Reason 1, China ate their lunch. After Meta released Llama 3 and 4 as open source, Chinese AI labs like DeepSeek, Moonshot, and Alibaba took that code, modified it, and released models that beat GPT-4 for $6 million. Meanwhile, OpenAI spent $100 million. Meta essentially handed their competitors the blueprint for free. And those competitors are now dominating global markets in Africa, Southeast Asia, and Latin America. Because their models are free, open, and don't require expensive American cloud infrastructure. Reason 2, Llama 4 flopped. Meta released it in April 2025 with huge hype. And developers said, meh. It wasn't better enough than Llama 3. It didn't justify the upgrade. And within weeks, OpenAI released GPT-5, Google released Gemini 3, and Meta looked behind again. So Zuckerberg did what Zuckerberg does, he panicked and reorganized everything. He fired 600 AI researchers in October. He spent $14.3 billion to acquire Scale AI and hire its founder, Alexander Wang, as Chief AI Officer. He also poached 20 top researchers from OpenAI. People who worked on GPT-4 and GPT-5. And he created a new elite lab called Meta Superintelligence Labs. MSL. This lab has one job, beat OpenAI and Google. And Avocado is their first product. Reason 3, the money. Zuckerberg is betting $115 to $135 billion on AI infrastructure this year. Data centers. GPUs. Training clusters. The biggest AI investment in history. And he needs a return on that investment. Giving away models for free doesn't make money. Licensing closed models to businesses does. Microsoft pays OpenAI. Google charges for Gemini API access. Anthropic sells Claude to enterprises. Meta wants that revenue stream. So Avocado will be closed, licensed, and monetized. Now, let's talk about what Avocado actually is. According to the leaked memo from Meta Superintelligence Labs product manager Megan Fu, Avocado finished pre-training on January 20, 2026. And the results are quote, competitive with leading post-trained models. That means Avocado, before any fine-tuning or optimization, is already matching GPT-5 and Gemini 3. In knowledge. In visual perception. In multilingual performance. And it's 10 times more compute efficient than Llama 4 on text tasks. 10 times. That means tasks that took Llama 4 10 hours. Avocado does in 1 hour. For some specific use cases, Meta claims up to 100 times efficiency gain. Which is insane. Because that means lower costs, faster inference, and massive scalability. Avocado also uses something called deterministic training. This is technical, but basically it means the model produces consistent results every time. No randomness. No hallucinations. No unpredictable behavior. Which is exactly what enterprises need. And unlike Llama, which was primarily a text model with vision added later, Avocado is natively multimodal. It was trained on images, video, and text simultaneously. Just like GPT-5. Just like Gemini 3. Meta is finally catching up to the frontier. But here's where it gets controversial. The memo describes Avocado as a text and coding-focused large language model. Coding. That's Meta's weak point. Llama 4 was terrible at coding compared to GPT-5 and Claude. So Meta hired the best coding researchers from OpenAI to fix this. And apparently, it worked. Internal testing shows Avocado outperforming leading open-source models on coding tasks. Which means it might actually compete with Cursor, GitHub Copilot, and Claude for developers. That's a massive market. Now, Avocado is supposed to launch in Q1 2026. That means within the next 6 weeks. But here's the problem, there are rumors of delays. Some sources say Meta is wrestling with training-related performance testing. Which is code for, it's not working as well as they hoped. Meta's official statement is, our model training efforts are going according to plan and have had no meaningful timing changes. But insiders say that's corporate spin. The reality is Avocado was supposed to launch in December 2025. Then it got pushed to January. Now it's Q1. And that delay matters because OpenAI is about to release GPT 5.2. Google is pushing Gemini 3 Pro. Anthropic has Claude 4.5 Opus coming. If Meta launches late with a model that's only competitive, that's not good enough. They need to launch early with a model that's better. There's also Mango. That's Meta's image and video generation model being developed alongside Avocado. It's supposed to compete with Sora, Midjourney, and Google Imagen. Same timeline. Same lab. Same pressure. And if both models launch late or underperform, Zuckerberg's $14 billion bet looks very bad. But let's say Avocado does launch on time and performs as promised. What does that mean for the industry? First, it kills the open-source AI movement. Meta was the last major lab releasing free, downloadable models. If they go closed, there's no one left. AI becomes fully corporate-controlled. Second, it intensifies the AI arms race. Right now, OpenAI, Google, Anthropic, and Meta are spending a combined $400 billion on compute infrastructure. That's more than most countries' GDP. And they're all building models that cost hundreds of millions to train. Third, it proves that efficiency matters more than size. Avocado is not the biggest model. It's not 1 trillion parameters. But it's 10 to 100 times more efficient. Which means smaller companies can't compete unless they innovate on architecture, not just scale. And fourth, it sets up a massive showdown in Q1 2026. Avocado versus GPT 5.2 versus Gemini 3 Pro versus Claude 4.5 Opus. For frontier models launching within weeks of each other. The biggest AI model battle in history. And whoever wins this round will dominate the next 2 years. So what should you do if you're a developer or business? First, don't bet everything on one model. The landscape is changing too fast. Keep options open. Test multiple models. Second, watch decoding benchmarks. If Avocado really beats Claude and GPT-5 on code, that changes everything for developers. And third, pay attention to licensing terms. Closed source means you don't own the model. You rent access. And if Meta decides to change pricing, restrict usage, or shut down API access, you're screwed. So read the fine print. Now, I'm going to be following the Avocado launch very closely. The moment it drops, I'll test it head-to-head with GPT-5, Claude, and Gemini. Coding, reasoning, multimodal tasks. I want to see if Meta's $14 billion bet actually paid off. So subscribe if you want those results. Alright, that's it for this one. Let me know in the comments, do you think Meta can actually beat OpenAI and Google with Avocado? Are you upset that they're abandoning open source? Or do you think this is the right move? Drop your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video.